Well, we have some more breaking news. Apparently, the generals of the United States military cannot figure out which way is up, which way is left, or whether or not we're pulling out troops, we're repositioning troops, we're taking the troops out on a date. We don't know, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to talk about it. Thanks for watching. Some of you may be wondering, what's going on? What's going on, Niko? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you straight up, y'all. I don't know what the hell going on anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure it out though, because earlier, obviously, we broke the news that we're supposed to be pulling out of Iraq, and I had a question mark in my voice. I said, "Oh no, bro, I'm a little skeptical. I'm a little skeptical." Because that's too good to be true, because that would essentially mean the end of the Iraq war. Now, it's not like the source wasn't reliable. Multiple sources have reported this, including the Huffington Post, and the letter was admittedly written by General Seeley. It was written by Marine Brigadier General Seeley. So it was written. It just wasn't signed. So there's a bunch of questions that need to be answered. And I'm explaining to you why why the fact that that general specifically wrote that letter, and why it's such a big deal that this general here in Washington is saying that, no, that's wrong. So let's check out what CNN, I know, CNN. But let's check out what CNN has to say about this. It says the top U.S. general said, Monday, a letter suggesting that the United States would withdraw troops from Iraq was released by mistake and poorly worded, telling reporters that's not what's happening. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, scrambled to address the confusion that began after the leak of an unsigned letter from the U.S. command in Baghdad notifying the Iraqi government that the U.S. troops were being repositioned in the region. It seemed to suggest that forces were being moved out of the country, and fueled an immediate wave of questions as U.S. officials in Baghdad confirmed its authenticity, but said it did not indicate U.S. troops were being withdrawn. At the Pentagon, Milley and Defense Secretary Mark Esper were asked about the letter by reporters. They said, "We are repositioning forces throughout the region," whatever the hell that means, Esper said. And he also goes on to say that that letter is inconsistent of where we are right now. But the confusion lingered even after the two men left the Pentagon briefing room, and persisted until Milley returned to clarify even further, saying that that letter is a draft. It was a mistake. It was unsigned. It shouldn't have been released. It was poorly worded. It implies withdrawal, and that's not what's happening. It was an honest mistake. It shouldn't have been sent. That was really mealy mouth. I have no idea what the hell he was trying to say. Because if we're being real, if you read the letter, it absolutely was not poorly worded. It was fantastically worded. In fact, it was almost too good to be true. That's how fantastically worded it was. Okay, it wasn't poorly worded. It was worded fantastically. The letter, just as a quick recap, said that we were going to respect the sovereignty of Iraq and we were going to begin moving troops. There seems to be some miscommunication happening right now, and I know some people might think this isn't a big deal. Personally, I think it was a huge deal. I think it was a huge deal. And this is why. Because Marine Brigadier General Seeley is one of the head generals in Iraq. In other words, it is his troops that are on the ground. It is his troops that are in danger right now. It is his troops that are terrified because Iran made it very clear yesterday in breaking news that they were going to begin attacking U.S. bases. When you are a general who has troops relying on you to keep them safe, and you feel like there is an obvious decision to be made, keep my troops safe because our president messed up and it has nothing to do with them, or leave them there, put my troops in harm's way just because the president is unhinged and listening to the wrong people. Those were his two options. So was this letter real? Yeah, it was. It was. They said that they're repositioning. Do you know what the letter was more substantive than the excuse for why the letter was retracted? Oh, we're repositioning people in the region. What? Why would we write a whole letter to reposition people in the region? Why would we announce that? Just reposition the people in the region. If you want to make a letter responding to the vote, then why would you make a letter just announcing repositioning? We reposition all the time. And how did this letter get leaked? Why is it that DC and their general is saying one thing, but the general on the ground is saying something completely different? You want to know what my opinion is? My opinion is that the generals in Iraq had no idea that attack was coming. In other words, which I shouldn't be surprised at. In other words, this man who didn't inform Congress, didn't inform the Armed Services Committee, didn't inform the Foreign Affairs Committee in either the House or the Senate, didn't inform most of his administration. I'm not sure how much of the Pentagon knew about it. CIA knows everything, so they probably knew. But there was almost nobody informed about this. And I'm willing to bet that none of the generals, none of the brigade commanders, none of the division commanders were informed that they were about to kill a person that could change the entire situation for those troops on the ground, put every single troop on the ground in danger. I think that's what happened. And I think that this general actually was taking a stand. That's truly what I believe. Not saying that he's like, not saying that he's not gung-ho for war, because you're a Marine general. You don't get to be a Marine general by being a pacifist, if I'm being real with you. But like, generals, in my personal experience, every general that I've met is like, they're always really cool because they're always on the ground. Those generals never make it to DC, if I'm being honest with you. Every general that I've met. Black Leadership Analysis, thank you very much for the super chat. But I think that general was first and foremost concerned about his troops. I think that he was willing to do whatever he could and say whatever he could to prevent his troops from being put in harm's way before he could remove them from that tumultuous situation. I think that he leaked the letter. I think he wanted to make it known to the Iraqi government, to the Iranian government, listen, we did not know about this. We did not plan this attack. We had no intention of violating your country's sovereignty because that would be stupid for us to bomb somebody, an Iraqi citizen. It would be stupid for us to bomb an Iranian citizen when the only stipulation that you had when you invited us back here in 2015 to fight ISIS was do not attack any Iranian. That was the only stipulation. Handle your business. You can have your bases here still. You can surge troops here still. That's fine, but do not attack any Iranian. And I'm pretty sure it should go without saying also, don't attack any Iraqi people. We did both in an attack that we didn't inform anybody about. And I think that the generals on the ground are absolutely livid. I think in a way they feel betrayed. I think that Trump has lost the military because never in the history of my life, never in the history of my time in the military, never in the history of my time in politics, have I ever seen a brigadier general leak a letter to a foreign country's government like that, or at all. Generals don't leak stuff. But I think they leaked it to the media on purpose. I think they wanted to let Iran and Iraq know that wasn't us. That's not what we do. Because you have to remember, even though we've had our problems with Iran, like we've been working alongside them, doing joint operations in Iraq. So even though we have our beef in the macro level, on the micro level, there have been relationships formed. There's been a level of trust personally between the two groups that are on the ground going to battle every day. So that's what I think happened. But clearly, they're not on the same page. God damn. Knew it was too good to be true. Knew it was too damn good to be true. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. That's why I said you gotta always exercise a healthy dose of skepticism when it looks like the United States is surrendering its ego, because we got a bunch of old white guys who don't have sex with anybody but Pamela Henderson. They're all angry. Okay, that's it. So that's what happens when you're angry. You don't have sex with anybody, and you have a lot of power. You take it out on the rest of the world. But yeah, man, we got some other big news coming in a second. About 7:15, I'll be live again, and I'm gonna tell you what I think really happened on that tarmac. I'm gonna put it like this: I don't think that Saudi Arabia was trying to set up Soleimani. I do believe that the peace talks were legitimate. And I do believe that the brash and brazen decision to just bomb a man that is, once again, second in power, first in popularity in Iran. I believe that decision was made without careful consideration of what it might mean, because of what was about to come next. And I'll explain to you what that is in my next video. So make sure you're tuning in. It'll be about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'll have that for you. All right. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to know what you think about this particular situation. So like, share, and always make sure you're subscribed, of course, because that is the thing. Make sure you have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss that next live notification. And always remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell if you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa. Of course, if YouTube is giving you trouble, as it always does, you can download the Rockfin app and follow us there. Also, if you want to continue to help our show grow, you can help us reach our goal of 500 patrons on Patreon and donate as little as $1. Really, anything helps. Other than that, always remember, people, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.